guys, excuse the mess in my room. My room is a mess. Everything here is just messy, so do excuse that, and welcome to another weekly vlog. So started these last week. By the time you see this, you should have seen the first one, but if you haven't, let me catch you up on what I am currently reading. If you want to see what I read last week, then you can just follow the card that will appear up here. I'm a little bit concerned with the sound. My kids are watching TV and there was a weird thunderstorm earlier on this afternoon. It is Friday the 20th and the time is 5:30, and we are still we are still social distancing, and I am, for whatever reason, feeling so hot, guys. Last Friday I left my big water container at work and haven't been to work since. Anyway, I picked up Sing Down the Stars by Nerine Dorman as the last book last week. I am now on page 64 of the book and I am absolutely loving it. This story follows 13-year-old Nuri, who is a hybrid human living in a planet in space. This has some, obviously a YA, and it has some let me not say post-apocalyptic vibes, because I'm not too sure, but then it's sci-fi. There's definitely sci-fi in this, and then there's definitely space adventure in it. It looks like there's a challenge that's coming, so she's been punted as the chosen one, who is said to kind of like merge with one of the star jumpers, and when the star jumper shows itself, they will know who the actual chosen person is. But this is a society filled with hybrids. There are a few human beings here and there, but mainly the characters in this book are not purely human. It is a very interesting story. It promises to be a thrill. I didn't enjoy the first chapter and a half, but once I got over that hump, the story has been exciting ever since. I'm truly in love with the main character, Nuri, and I cannot wait to see where the story leads. So that's the first book that I've picked up. I'm not too far in. I just finished chapter 6, which is where page 64 is, and the book is 296 pages long. So I'm not even a third of the way through, but I do think that this one I'll finish this weekend. So then you saw me choosing the 2 books, because I'm trying to see if I can do this 3 books a week thing or 2.5 books a week. We shall see. We shall definitely see. So you saw me choosing these 2 books at the start of the vlog. It's Wayward Lives, Beautiful Experiments by Saidiya Hatman. And I think this is okay, let me tell you the title of the second one. The second one is called The Music Box by Toby Bennett. So I think this one, wow, I'm all over the show. Let me start again. This one I got from NB Publishers, as did this one, right? So that one was courtesy, a review copy courtesy of, well, review copies, because it's 2, courtesy of NB Publishers, and this one I got from Jonathan Ball. So this, I think, is a non-fiction. I'm pretty extremely sure that it is a non-fiction, and let me see, I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong. Let's see. Beautiful Experiments. So it says it's the intimate histories of social upheaval, Wayward Lives, Beautiful Experiments, and it is broken down into book 1, book 2, and book 3. The book is all off. Oh no, it's not. I don't think it's you know, girl, I'm very much confused. Hey, I've been looking at this book for like months. Hey, right now I'm gonna tell you the wrong thing, because babes, a girl is looking at indexes, and at the same time I don't want to believe that it's a non-fiction. What's going on with me? The book is all of 349 pages long. It has a cast of characters, which is what's confusing me. There's a cast of characters here. And let me just read the back for you. It says, exhilarating, a rich resurrection of a forgotten history. Being young, she tried to dream another life into existence, one in which her horizon isn't limited to the maid uniform and a white woman's dirty house. When she is so hungry that the aroma of bean soup wafting from the settlement kitchen makes her mouth water, she takes to the streets, as if in search of the real city and not this poor imitation. The old black ladies perched in the window shouted, "Girl, where are you headed?" At the dawn of the 20th century, the first generation of black women born after emancipation wanted real freedom at last. Refusing to labor like slaves or accept degrading conditions of work, they leapt into the unknown, becoming the pioneers of free love, common law and transient marriages, queer identities and single motherhood. The pursuit of liberty transformed the world. Their pursuit of liberty transformed the world. In Wayward Lives, Beautiful Experiments, the radical scholar Saidiya Hartman pushes back the boundaries of history to reveal their lives, their dilemmas, and their defiant brilliance. Ambitious, original, a beautiful experiment in its own. It's being classified here as history literature. Maybe it's historical fiction. I'm still so confused. Because there's also like historical illustrations. So okay, let me just say we'll know when I read it, okay? Because I cannot figure it out for the life of me at this very point in time. So that's the second book that I'm planning to keep up, Wayward Lives, Beautiful Experiments by Saidiya Hartman. So the third book that I want to pick up is called The Music Box by Toby Bennett, and this I know very little of except that it won the silver in the 2019 CANON Prize for Youth Literature and was sent to me by NB Publishers or Tafelberg, which is, who's an imprint of who? I think Tafelberg is an imprint of NB Publishers. Anyway, this is a young adult book which you guys know I'm definitely gonna enjoy and devour, and the cover is quite interesting. I'm enjoying seeing what's on the outside because for me it almost feels like it's gonna be mythical and full of like rich culturally rich characters and a world that obviously has a lot to do with culture. And just to read the back for you guys, because I'm one of those people that try to know as little as possible about a book before I pick it up, because even the smallest things spoil books for me. There are people who know how to do the whole review, or what would you call it, not necessarily a review but like the blurb also. They know where the limit is to avoid people like me being spoiled for the book. But anyway, the back says, some songs should never be heard. There are only two things that John Schmidt has never been able to fix: his mother and the music box his dad left him when he abandoned them. His mother always says he is cursed and that his uncanny knack with anything mechanical will one day have to be paid for. It seems she may be right. There is something coming to Dowdale, something waking in the mist that cloak the peaks surrounding the old town. John's gifts are strong enough to call it to him, but will they be strong enough to protect him from the dark truth that has long been hidden in the shadows of his sheltered town? Toby Bennett masterfully blends fantasy and horror, oh wow, in this dark tale about a boy who must find his way and use his gift for good. Okay, that sounds interesting. And by the way, both of these books, these YA books, Sing Down the Stars and The Music Box, are by South African authors. Watch me tell you guys the wrong things. They are by South African authors. Yes. Toby Bennett is based in Cape Town, and I think so is Noreen Dorman, if I'm not mistaken. But these are both by South African authors, and I cannot wait to dig in. From what I gather, Saidiya Hartman is based in the US, but I will clarify when I start that book. I think I'm gonna break up the YA, so I'm gonna read Saidiya, and then read the music box. So those are our plans for the week ahead. Hey, okay guys, sometimes I don't know, don't mind me. So those are our plans for the week ahead. I am planning to take things very easy this evening, so I will spend a little bit of time with my kids because this last week was very hectic, and probably find something to watch. Maybe I should do that now before I start reading, and then know that my reading will be uninterrupted, or I can do that after an hour of reading, so that even if I do join them, if I'm feeling tired after that, I won't push myself to read, because the worst thing to do is to read when you're feeling sleepy, because then, girl, but that's not a real thing. Let's not even try and discuss that. That is no real thing. Guys, by the way, this is one of my favorite t-shirts. I'm not a t-shirt person, but when I saw this at Pick and Pay Clothing, guys, can you see what's written? Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Ooh. So this is like when I'm really in a reading mood vibe, this is the t-shirt that I throw on. I absolutely love it. And with that said, let me not ramble. I'll check back with you guys when I'm on page 100, and that's when I'll go and watch movies with the kids. A movie maybe with the kids, and then I will continue to read thereafter. So I might check back with you guys twice or only once today. I don't know if the sound from the TV is coming through. They're watching Despicable Me. I don't know if it's 1 or 2, I'm not sure, but they know it probably off by heart already. So it's really one of those that really excites them because they know what's following. I don't know how. Maybe we were all the same at some point, hey? Because they were excited to see it come on because they know it, and they're excited to watch it because they know it. You're gonna read and say shh, 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 shh. Open your books and read. Shh, 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 shh.
Okay, my picture.
Huh? It's fine, you're in the picture. Take it, read your book. Move here, Bukanya. Why are you so far? Come.
Oh. Mama, look. Robin and Batman.
Robin and Batman? But Kalogi, don't read for me. Read for yourself. I'm reading for myself. You see? You see?
Mommy, what's it done?
Shh. Read for yourself. I'm reading for myself. Okay?
Mama, look, he's got away.
Baby, read for yourself. Don't show Mama. Mama is also reading, okay? So when we read, what do we do?
Wow, I'm the greatest boy ever. What's this picture doing? Don't over there. Hey! Hey! Don't be. I said not to yet, my friend.
No, don't push each other, please.
He just hit me. He just pushed me.
Come,
Yeah.
Bukan. You want to moisturize your face. Come.
My face is bleeding here.
Yeah.
And Claire just told that.
Did what?
He just pushed me.
You miss end. Because there's no end.
You see me.
Okay.
Just missing.
Okay.
Hey! Behind you! Help me. Stand back, Yana. Mama.
Anything you want.
Pencil, camera. Can you take a picture? Hi. You can mine. How?
Which one you?
Hi. Hey. Mama, it looks like a race car. I'm putting it on pack. Mama, look. It's a red. It's 3. Look. Look. It's 4.
It's 4? is 3. Cough. Do you want to cough? Cough.
Top. Yeah, asshole.
Her like that.
Oh. The story is the dragon ate the lizard. And one day, the superhero just hugged the lizard and hit the dragon. And one day, they rescued it. The end.
Wow! Good job! It's
I'm
your turn? It's your turn for your story? Okay.
Apple picture.
Tell your story, Yana.
Okay. Mama, can I sing the song for you?
Yana, but tell the story first, then you're gonna sing it.
Okay.
Yana, tell the story. Okay, tell your story. Tell your story.
Then you hide like this. Yeah.
Say there, say the end. Look there, look there.
The end. That was
Okay, sing your song.
yeah, Mama.
Sing your song, Bukanya.
Mine?
Yes, go look there and sing your song.
Beep beep hooray, hooray! The super the sees the day. We changed the story. We saw the problem. And beep beep and beep beep hooray! Beep beep hooray! Hooray! The super the sees the day. Beep beep hooray! Hooray! The superheroes save the day!
Yay! Is it super readers? Wow.
Why trust me at all? And God is my God. Why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing, I'm smiling.
Hey. My God is my God. Now what shall I do? And who attend to? Everything feels so upside down. Deep down, maybe I knew I was ready to go to be true. I'm afraid. Mama, what way did you sing?
You sing.
Oh.
Hmm?
Is it enough to me?
Turned out to be
I
Kion.
to be Kaya.
Look there.
Pizza, are you? Yes, Kaya. And you grandfather. Mama, it's hot.
It's hot.
The
What?
food.
Yeah.
We should have food.
You see my battery's dying?
Food.
You see my battery's dying?
Can I see closer?
But don't touch it.
Okay. Oh, it's empty. Then can you press this button and I'll make a picture?
This is a picture, Bukai. How many times did I tell you this is a video? It's a picture on a picture on a picture. It's all the pictures in a video.
Ah.
Yes.
And who took it?
I don't know actually, Bukanya, who took the battery.
We are up. See? Sorry. It's Mama.
Yeah?
It's for me. Ah!
Bukanya, don't do
I'm
that.
strong. I'm strong.
But don't push your sister, please.
But I'm a strong boy.
Don't push your sister. Don't push your sister.
I need to remind me.
Don't push your So I have done very little reading since I checked in a few, well, you don't even know how long it was, but it was a few hours ago. I'm sure you saw my kids causing a scene in the room, and after that we had dinner, and then I was causing a scene on WhatsApp. On WhatsApp I was having the time of my life. It's one of those silly days because I think yesterday was such a bad day for me. I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but I had a horrid day yesterday, and I woke up today. For some reason my spirit was lifted, my heart was high, and I just was acting the fool most of the day. This is true. So as you can already tell, I've been laughing most of the night because I'm just being stupid, and my kids were just telling me, like, I think kids are more than just a gift. There's something that they bring with their presence. Oh, I wasn't sure what that was. There's something that they bring with their presence that just can't get you stuck in stupid, mundane adult human existence. I don't know how to make that clear or how to say it properly, but listening in on my kids playing today and them being in my room acting the fool, it really was a gift for me. It really was, and it was very precious. So I spent very little time reading because I wasn't concentrating. I really wasn't concentrating, and it's so unfortunate. This book is so beautiful. And tomorrow I already plan to sleep in here because I'm so exhausted. I don't know how to explain it to you guys. At some time during the week I had I want to call it a shoulder spasm, but I don't know if that's the correct terminology for it, but my shoulders were stiff. There was a point where I couldn't turn like this, like do that. I had to do this to turn, and it wasn't even because of my neck, it was because of my shoulders. This morning when I woke up, it felt like a truck had run over my entire body. But I think with the laughing, the carefree nature that came through today, I got through it somehow. Anyway, so I did very little reading. I probably read about 20 pages before I realized that I was very distracted. So I am on page 82. I am assuming, since this is about 300 pages long, that at around about 150 pages I'm gonna start seeing the direction around the whole mission that Nuri is on. So happy Human Rights Day. I'm just checking in. To be honest, there hasn't been any reading since we last checked in. However, what I've managed to do since waking up is washing my hair, which was a mission, but that's done. And I am feeling fresh and clean and ready to tackle some reading. Hello guys, it is Sunday the 22nd of March and the time is like a minute to 7 p.m. I didn't get a chance to read much today, but I have read more since we last spoke. I am currently on chapter 12, which is page 122, so I'm very close to the halfway mark of Sing Down the Stars by Nerine Dorman. I'm still enjoying the book a whole lot, but I'm very sad that it's been a very distracted read, but I think things are about to slow down. In last week's vlog, I did mention that I wanted to do some catching up in terms of my work. I think I've done the bulk of the catching up, so things should normalize from next week, though there are still maybe one or two things that I need to do that I had wished I was going to be able to do this weekend, which just didn't happen. So I'm gonna spend the rest of the night editing last week's vlog as well as reading, but I think I'm gonna have an early night because I'm not wanting to be sluggish and fatigued next week. I think it's going to be another week of working from home. Today the president is expected to make another announcement or proclamation or whatever you want to call it around COVID, so I'm not sure what's going to happen. Tomorrow I'm heading to the doctor with my daughter though, because today she's not feeling okay and I'm just a little bit worried with everything that's going around, so I just want to make sure that it's nothing hectic. So we will be going to the doctor tomorrow afternoon, and I'm getting my fiber fitted tomorrow. I really can't wait, guys. If you guys knew, I've spent close to 50 gigs this month already, and it is the 22nd, so I'm just hoping that everything flows well tomorrow in terms of the installation and the activation. Don't mind my hair, I just didn't know what to do with it. So in terms of the installation and activation, I'm just crossing fingers that it all goes well and that all my data woes will be gone. Gone. A thing of the past. I cannot wait. I really can't wait. Yeah. So that's that. Those are the plans for the evening. Hi guys. So I'm not quite sure where I left things off on Tuesday. Why am I saying Tuesday? I'm not quite sure where I left things off on Sunday when I last checked in with you guys. I couldn't check in with you guys yesterday because I had quite a hectic day. My daughter is not feeling well. So I used the day to work, and then I had to go to the doctor in the afternoon, and then after that I came back and I chilled with the kids. And shortly after that we got the announcement in South Africa from the president that we are going to go into a 21-day lockdown situation, which doesn't exempt me from work, might I add. So I'll still be working. The joys. But anyway, so yesterday was rather a very emotional and mentally draining day for me. So I spent most of my evening, instead of reading and checking in on you guys, on the phone with my sister. And today I was working for most of the day. So the time now is past 5 or something past 6. I'm not quite sure. And yesterday I also went to do some grocery shopping because people had speculated that there would be a lockdown, but no one knew when it would start. And I knew that yesterday would be an easier day to go shopping because things were running out anyway in the house than today or the days leading up to the lockdown. Our lockdown in essence starts on Thursday at midnight. So someone was actually telling me that the grocery stores are packed today, and I'm sure it will be the case tomorrow and the day after that. However, the grocery stores will be open throughout the lockdown, so it's not like people won't be able to get food or anything of that nature. But for me, it was one of those that the house was empty and I needed to do groceries, and because I could have waited maybe a day or two, but because I'd heard speculation about this, I thought maybe to be on the safe side, let me just do the grocery shopping yesterday. Anyway, we're still reading this book. I'm sure you guys are tired of seeing this on your screens. I am halfway through. I'm on page I'm on page 155. The book is 296 pages long. So I'm on page 155, which leaves me with like 141 pages left. And it's been a slow read. Not that this is a slow read in itself. It's quite well paced. You could have finished it. Anyone could have finished it faster than I have. But I don't know whether it's because last week I devoured the books that now this week I'm struggling a little bit. But also it's just been one of those weeks. Like I'm saying, it's Tuesday today and I'm already feeling like it's one of those weeks because I started reading this book last Thursday, I want to say. I could be wrong on Thursday, and then I started this vlog on Friday, and I haven't been able to pick up anything else because I've been trying to do all kinds of things in between, which also include my content on the different platforms. So time has been against me, but I'm not really complaining because I think I've done as much as I could in terms of reading for this month. So I don't feel like I I'm obliged or push myself to do much more than what I've done. However, I would like to finish this book soon. Hopefully read another 2 books this week. Like, that would be great if I could read 2 books this week. This whole thing around the COVID-19 situation has really amped my anxiety to the umpteenth level, but we're not here about that. Which is also, I think, the reason though that I have struggled to concentrate on this book as much as I would like to. But hey, it is what it is. And I thought that I would check in. It's Tuesday. And I'm planning to, today my podcast went up, so if you guys are not familiar with my platform, over on any podcast directory that you use, it's called Turning Pages. You will see my wonderful face on the cover of the podcast artwork, and you'll know it's me, but it's Turning Pages, and I'm available on all major podcast directories, I think, at this point in time. So do search for me and do show me some love when you do find me. My son's refusing to go to sleep. Just so if you hear any commentary on the other side of this video, you must understand that the nanny is trying to negotiate bedtime with my son, and he is just refusing to go to sleep, and Iana does anything that Mukanya does. So clearly this week is not one of those good weeks, but let me say, firstly, I must tell you, it's Wednesday evening, night, whatever you want to call it, and I managed to edit last week's vlog. Guys, I was going through the most. I don't know what was going on with my personal laptop, but I think it's the, you know, those new MacBooks have that C port, and I don't think a lot of things are configured for a C port, and I was struggling. I was really struggling. I did buy an adapter from Take-A-Lot that is failing me. It's dismally failing me, so I will save, or rather I will sacrifice some hundreds to be able to buy a proper one from the Apple store, because I guess this is how Steve Jobs created the whole ecosystem for the Apple products. I will be okay. I will buy the right one, otherwise I will not be able to work. So it's okay. I'll be fine. I'll be alright. It hasn't been the best reading week. I don't know why. I think that just, yeah, a lot has been going on mentally, and I think the lockdown is also putting me in a certain state of mind, as well as the fact that my daughter hasn't been well this week, though she's coming around quite well. And so I think the combination of the anxiety over COVID, the announcement over the lockdown, as well as my daughter not being well, just all mingled and meshed into one, and it caused some distraction. But I have not been reading, so I always read. I make sure every single day I read, and even if I'm not reading a book, trust me, the kind of work that I do, I have to read. A day cannot pass, and I'm not talking reading email, I'm talking reading stuff that informs what I'm gonna do next. So I'm always reading. Either way, let me not prolong this any further. Today's check-in, I am still reading Sing Down the Stars by Noreen Dorman. That's still me. We still here. And we are less than 9. I say, guys, bedtime is a mess in this house, and especially now that we have been social distancing. I think my kids are getting cabin fever or something. I really don't know, because today is 2 weeks, actually, if I'm counting like how long they've been social distancing or how long I've implemented social distancing. They started 2 weeks ago on a Wednesday, and I really think that they're going through it. Today, my sister in Mthatha, which is like, for those of you who don't know, if you're in Joburg, Mthatha is like 10 hours away, sent a sanitizer package for me and my younger sister, who are both in Joburg. through somebody who was traveling down to Gauteng, and I went to fetch it. But when I left the house, they begged to go with me. They were so bored because I was really going to just pick up something at a petrol station. And on our way back, my daughter was like, no, we can't be going home, I don't want to go home. And I'm like, unfortunately, because they didn't get to leave the I almost said the car at any point. I really literally saw the guy, thanked him for bringing the parcel through, took it and drove back home. And obviously my son, because I had a conversation with him on the way, my daughter always sleeps in the car, might I add, but because I was chatting with my son the whole way, he was so excited to let the nanny know that we got sanitizer. He doesn't even know what it was. At some point he was saying sanitizer, sanitizer, I don't know. But he was excited to let them know that we went to pick up the sanitizer and it's now here. So I really think that they're quite bored, Shan. And unfortunately, it is what it is. So I am on page 208 of Sing Down the Stars by Nerine Dorman. The book is 296 pages, so I've got about 88 pages to go. I'm really hoping to make a dent on this book before I sleep, because at least, at the very least, I must start a new book before this vlog ends. So if my track record is 2 books a week, or even 2.5 books a week, at least let me keep that. Can I get that at the very least? I really think that this week my mental space, like I'm saying, wasn't where last week's mental state was. So such is life. However, like, the update on this book is really not so different from what I have been telling you guys all along. I'm really enjoying this. I'm enjoying the character development. The one thing that I do have a complaint about, though, is that I'm at a point where I feel like the story is dragging. Really is dragging, and we could so easily have jumped a few pages to the point, and I am at a point where I'm thinking the point is about to start now. Thank you so very much. Like, I feel like we've formed our character, we've developed the main character enough, as well as the support, we've developed the main character enough as well as the support characters for us to get into the actual, I think I said this the last time, meat of the story. We're here for the meat, babes. I'm ready to chow on that, like, honestly. And you can't tell me that you've crammed the entire steak of the story into 88 pages, because I'm gonna be very sad. I really am gonna be very sad. But I think that Nerine spent a lot of time describing the world, trying to make us understand the main character's issues, her obstacles, and sometimes at a disadvantage of being repetitive, but she did it anyway. And to some extent it was annoying, but to some extent it wasn't boring. I don't know if I can explain it. So it's not like she did something that was yawnful. I don't think that's a word. But it wasn't yawnful, but it was also very annoying because it didn't add or subtract. It was very entertaining, but it didn't take away or add anything to the story, because some of these challenges were things that we were already certain of when it came to this character. Hey guys, so it is Thursday night. It's about 10:15 in the evening. It's the last day of the vlog, and I only managed to finish 1 book this week, which is not a disaster, all things considered. So I just finished Sing Down the Stars by Nerine Dorman, and it's an interesting read, and I think I've laid out in previous inserts what my issues with the book were. And even in saying that, it is really such a beautiful story, and I really do think that there will be a sequel. It feels like there will be a sequel. There's a lot that Nerine can still explore in this world and within the story, so I really can't wait to see where the story develops. I gave it a 3.75 out of 5. I'm not, like, the things that I'm really not so happy about regarding the book, but it doesn't take away from the writing in terms of the capturing of the story and the plot. It doesn't take away from the imagination, the world that she created, and it doesn't take away from the story. I think the one thing that really holds this piece of work is the actual story. It is really worth something. It is really something worth exploring, and I really think that she did a very good job trying to unpack the story for us. And it was a different read for me. Maybe that's why it also didn't sink into the depths that it might have if it was something that I was familiar with. So it had a lot of sci-fi, what do I call it, because there was sci-fi, there was like some augmented reality stuff going, virtual reality stuff going, some space stuff happening. Like it was a mixture of, or a collision of different genres in one, but somehow it worked, and I don't know how she made that work. And I think though the awareness of the mingling of genres might have been one of the things that deterred me. Really, there's a lot of pieces that really didn't satisfy me. Perhaps it will come out in the book review next month. However, all in all, like I'm saying, it was a good story. There's nothing I can take away from the effort that Nerine put in there, and for it to have been a South African story is what is also quite exciting. It wasn't set in South Africa as I had hoped, but spaces, at least it was in space and not in a different country. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the book. That's why it got more than 2.5. So 3.75 is my final rating, and I will see you guys on next week's vlog. Hopefully I will read more. I will not, yeah, hopefully I'll read more. I will start on a book today, so by the time that I see you guys again tomorrow, I will tell you which books I plan to read for the week. And until next time, I really do love you guys. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye now.